Bob Pisani, today's the big day, and then the real work begins, right?
That's right. We've got the second half of the year to go through. Flattish open as we wait for the Fed. But this inflation trade, it's looking very, very toppy. I want to show you some stocks here. But look at the sectors today, as we always do. Tech's leading early on. Healthcare, there's your growth sectors right there. Banks, materials, you see down again today. That's what I'm talking about. That's a proxy for the inflation trade. Take a look at these global copper producers. There's not a lot of them. Antofagasta over in London, trades in London, down again 2%. Freeport's down 2%. Southern Copper's the other big one. That's down almost 2%. This has been happening for several weeks now. Take a look at where they are from their 52-week highs. All of these stocks topped out in May. Why am I bringing it up? Well, these are proxies for the inflation trade. May was when they looked 20%, 27% for Antofagasta. Southern Copper down 25% from their 52-week high. And it was only 5 or 6 weeks ago. So there's a proxy on the inflation trade. We'll see if that continues. Where are we right now? Let's just call it the summer trading days. That's what's going on. Do you know the last time we had a 1% move in the S&P? It was May 20th. It was 17 days ago. That's a little strange, folks. Last time we had a 5% pullback, it was October. Those of you who don't follow these kinds of internal machinations, it's very typical for the S&P 500 to have a 10% correction from its recent high to its recent low at least once a year. We haven't had a 5% correction since October. That's why a lot of people are sort of walking around saying, gee, where's the trend? Well, the Fed's going to come, and we are going to have a second half of the year. I'll tell you what the big themes are right now, and one really big theme that everybody's trying to figure out. Obviously, taper talk and inflation are going to sort of be the main issues here, but we've got some tax uncertainty, a little less than it was a couple months ago. There's some concerns about profit margin erosions. Maybe we'll be squeezed by input costs that are not going to be offset by price increases, maybe. But the big thing I see is confusion on the economic cycle. Where are we? This is a variant on the peak everything theme. Are we at a peak of everything or are we not? Well, the variant is what's going on with the economic cycle. So there's different ways to look at this because you own different stocks. So, for example, in the early stage of an economic cycle, you have an economic expansion. You would traditionally buy cyclical stocks, industrial stocks, material stocks. Are we there or are we past that? What happens to the other stage, about the middle stage? That's when the growth in earnings will start. Still strong, but they're decelerating. Interest rates are still low. Here you kind of buy technology. A lot of people say that's where we are right now. But there are other people who don't agree. They think we're slowly moving into a later stage where we're going to get higher rates and inflation. We're going to have high PE ratios, and you're going to have to go out and buy defensive stocks. Put up that next full screen. You're going to see here that later stage. So what happens now? After that, where are we right now? Why can't we figure out what stage of the economic cycle we're in? Well, because we had this distortive effects of fiscal monetary policy, which were necessary, of course, to deal with what's going on. We have this depressionary bust in March of last year. We went to a boom in a few months. We've never seen that before. If that doesn't create confusion, I don't know what will. So what's coming next? Are we going to have a boom era? Some people think we are. And I know people who think we're going to have, Scott, rampant inflation going back to the 1970s. This is not, let's have GDP at 2 or 2.5%. These are miles apart in their opinions, and it's because we can't quite figure out where we are. Maybe the Fed can help us a little bit today.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.